Good morning, everyone. This is Sandy Marrero with Western Marketing, and today we have a very special treat for you guys. We have a new plan that is going to be revolutionizing your group presentations. With us, we have today Ansel, Supplemental Health Insurance, which is supercharging the health benefit strategies with their new system. We remain reimagining how you can actually protect people and get the health insurance to ease the financial impact that a certain unexpected medical expense can cost to you. We have today the regional sales director for Ansel, that is Jolly Corning, that is going to be giving us some information about that. I would ask that before we start, I wanted to make sure that any questions that you may have, please let's wait until the end of the presentation, and then we'll open it up to do some questions and answers. So without any further ado, Jolly.
Thank you, Sandy. Nice. I'm excited to explain this to you guys, and hope you guys are having a great day so far. Not interrupting anybody's spring break today. So we are Ansel. We've been in business for 5 years. We've got over 13 million members on the books. We are backed by FSL, and we're A+ rated. Those are important facts. So our founders put Ansel together because too many Americans are facing financial burdens because of the high deductibles, high co-insurance, and high maximum out-of-pockets. And we found a solution to help with employers solve that problem. We found that today, Americans just can't afford to get sick. They're putting off care. They're not going to the doctor, and it's getting to the point where they're going to urgent care or ended up in the hospital because they put off care too long, just because they can't afford to get sick. They can't afford everything to hit their high deductible plan, their HSA plan, HRA plan. So what we found was traditional supplemental insurance isn't working. Your traditional critical illness, accident, and hospital indemnity plans just aren't protecting Americans. And what we've done is decided to take supplemental health to the next level. We've built a modern supplemental health product that does just that. Let's take a look at what it looks like. So 25% of adults say that they put off getting care because they can't afford the high co-payments, co-insurance, deductibles, and so on. Actually, 41% of Americans say that they have had to take money out of savings just to pay their medical bills. And 18% of Americans actually have had to take money out of their 401k retirement savings to supplement healthcare deductibles, which is not only affecting them putting off care, then getting really sick, right? And spending more time in the hospital, having a higher cost for care, but it's also affecting your retirement. So what we found with your traditional critical illness policies is 1.2% claims paid per every 100 members, which is pretty low. So you're paying $25 to $30 a month for a policy that 1.2% are even collecting claims paid out on that. Within an accident insurance policy, we're only seeing 5%. So only 5 claims are being paid for every 100 members in a given plan year, with the exception of wellness. So what the DOI did is went back to all these carriers and said, you're not paying enough claims. So you got to do something with the policy. So what they did was they put in wellness, right? You go get a flu shot, you get a $25 payout for getting your flu shot, or you go in for a physical, you get a $25 payout. So that's how they decided they would offset their claims. So most of these carriers are just set it and forget it. Hope you buy the policy and never use it. At Ansel, 22 out of every 100 members are receiving payouts on the claims, which is significant, being that it's almost 5 times the amount within the traditional critical illness and accident policies. So here's what Ansel looks like. we pay out on the diagnosis code. So you can take it like a critical illness, an accident plan, and a hospital indemnity merged together and then some. We have 3 condition categories here. Moderate condition categories where you have 6,000 covered conditions for things that you would go to the emergency room, your doctor, even telemedicine. We pay out a benefit on telemedicine diagnosis. Severe conditions, that's something more serious that you might need surgery for, like appendicitis, diverticulitis, on and on and on. And we'll kind of take a look in a little bit more detail what these conditions, some sample conditions are. And in the catastrophic condition category, we have 1,500 plus covered conditions for things that are more life-threatening, like cancer, heart attack, stroke, MS, dementia, things that require immediate and ongoing medical treatment. So we don't just pay on the initial diagnosis, we also pay during the active treatment phase of the diagnosis. We pay a lump sum cash benefit, we are HSA compliant, and we have no pre-existing condition limitation. Benefits are payable upon that initial diagnosis. I'll kind of show you what that looks like in a few minutes, but you can get paid sometimes the same day of being diagnosed with a covered condition. Now, your groups that have self-funded or level-funded plans, we can work with the TPA and have true medical claims integration, which means we get a file for the claims data every month and we automatically send people out checks. It can be implemented with or without major medical, with the exception of California or Pennsylvania, but if they do have a MECM plan, that does qualify. Here's some examples of some covered conditions. As you can see under the moderate category, things like concussion, cracked tooth, dehydration, meningitis, there's also migraines on there. Over in the more severe category, as you can see that there's gallstones, diverticulitis, angina, 3rd degree burns. So you can see that it acts a lot like your critical illness and accident policies and then some. I can do a telemedicine call today if I had a migraine. Do the telemedicine call. They send you an email afterwards confirming that you had the call. This was the diagnosis. I get uploaded into the app this morning and very likely to get a payout under the moderate condition category by 4 o'clock this afternoon or at the latest within 72 hours. Over here in the more catastrophic category, you'll see there's Alzheimer's, dementia, heart attack, stroke, sepsis, Parkinson's disease. And one cool thing to point out here, under the Alzheimer's category, most carriers do have that in that critical illness category, but you have to lose 2 of your ADLs in order to file a claim. So what does that mean? That means you're not at work, right? Also means you may not remember you have the policy, right? Or your spouse doesn't know you have the policy. But with Ansel, I can leave my keys in the refrigerator too many times. My husband takes me to the doctor for a cognitive test and they say there's early onset. I have a catastrophic claim. Pretty exciting. So here's an example of the plan designs that we can build for you. We can build the moderate conditions anywhere from $200 to $800, severe $500 to $3,000, and here catastrophic $1,000 to $10,000. These are kind of our standard plans that we automatically quote. Something to note here is within the moderate condition category, there's what we call a 2-week separation period, which means, say today I call in for that migraine diagnosis, I get diagnosed with a migraine, I file my claim for $200, I can't file another claim within this condition category for 2 more weeks. Here under the severe condition category, that separation period is 30 days. So what that looks like is, say today I'm water skiing and I tear my ACL. I go to urgent care, I get my $500 payout if that's how it's set up. Now in 30 days, if I'm still going through active treatment for that torn ACL, I can receive another $500 payout. So it's not a one and done. We take care of you during that active treatment phase. Over here within the catastrophic category, we have a 90-day separation period. So what that would look like is, say today I am diagnosed with some sort of cancer. I can go in, and I don't have my policy effective until April 1st. I can go in on April 2nd, have a note from the doctor with that diagnosis on there, submit the claim, and be paid the catastrophic amount that's built into the policy. Now I'm still going through treatment in 90 days. I'm able to file another claim, and then in another 90 days. But what's important to note is there's no separation between categories. So I could be treated for cancer over here, and my oncologist says I'm dehydrated. So not only would I get a payout for the cancer, I would get a payout over here for the dehydration. We can do voluntary. Our plan is designed as voluntary. It can be employer paid, or the employer can make even a minimum contribution of $5, which would trigger a 5% discount. It could be portable or non-portable, any way that you want to make it. So let's kind of talk about the claims process. If you're not self-funded or level funded and we haven't set up true medical claims integration, it's as easy as opening up your phone, getting into the Ansel app, taking a picture of the discharge summary from your doctor, urgent care, dentist if it's a chipped tooth, or the summary that comes back from the telemedicine, upload it, answer a couple of questions, and then submit it. If it's a covered claim, if it's a covered benefit, we pay you via Venmo, PayPal, direct deposit, or snail mail. By a good example, we have a coworker that chipped her tooth at a conference we were at in Indiana. She was in with the dentist the next day at 11 o'clock, got her chipped tooth fixed, took a screenshot of that discharge summary from the dentist at noon, and by 4 o'clock, she had $300 direct deposited into her bank account. That's how fast we pay claims. So there's no medical records required, no explanation of benefits required, no waiting to get all the documentation together to submit your claim. So if you do have self-funded or level funded groups, this is kind of what the claims integration looks like. You get the claims file, you send it to me, I send it to my team, and they analyze it, and then they send you a really pretty analysis like I'm going to show you, saying exactly that we automatically pay out the claims. Now what I was trying to say is, if you have a self-funded group in place right now, including the CHAMP plan, we can get claims data. You can send me the claims data. We'll do an analysis and show you exactly how we would have paid out for that employer, which is a really powerful tool when you go and you're doing your 6-month review and 12-month reviews with your groups, is saying, hey, you've got high claims. Let me show you how we can help offset that for you. Here's an example of one that sent us the incident analysis. This was a 1,900 life group here in Texas. So they sent us all the claims data, and we were able to show them that we would have paid out 614 claims to 370 members, pointing out that many of those members received more than one payout for things like fractures, lacerations, knee sprains, kidney stones. 1 in 10 get kidney stones. So getting a kidney stone, my husband has them a couple times a year, would have a moderate payout. Not only kidney stones, but you go in for an abnormal mammogram, you go in for a mammogram and it comes back abnormal, there's some sort of cyst or calcification, that would be a moderate payout. So would going in for a colonoscopy and then finding a polyp, that would be a moderate payout. Over here in the severe conditions, you see they would have paid out on diverticulitis, appendicitis, pleural effusion, and unless you have a medical degree, you probably don't know what most of those are, but some of these probably look familiar. Umbilical hernia. And then over here for sepsis, leukemia, and paralysis. So with this group, we would have paid out $217,000 in claims, showing that 19% of their members would have received claims payout. Under the moderate categories, kind of shows you the payout. So what I'd like to say is where we're not here for those co-pays for the cold and flu, but we're here when that cold and flu turns into pneumonia or dehydration. And what we don't cover pregnancy, we're there for the baby for the first 31 days, automatically whether they keep the baby on the plan or not. So if the baby is born with low birth weight, jaundice, a rash, any type of a cleft palate, we're there for those to pay out on those benefits for the baby. So this is an example of a financial firm that decided to offer Ansel to their team. They had thousands of employees. Most of the employees, because of affordability, were enrolled in the high deductible plan. They wanted to find a solution where that they could help give them the high deductible plan, pay for an Ansel product, and show that their employees that they wasn't going to hurt their pocketbook when things went wrong. After 1 year, this employer put anybody who put them and their family on the high deductible plan, they paid for the Ansel plan for them and their family. After 1 year, we paid out $656,850 in claims for common conditions like benign neoplasm, fractures, and kidney stones. Just note that benign neoplasm is another word for a benign cyst. So that could be anything from, an abnormal colonoscopy, a abnormal mammogram, and even something that would be diagnosed by a dermatologist. Showing that we would have paid 1,635 claims to 885 members. I do have a great story where this actual firm, this broker, one of the brokers enrolled his mother's employer in Ansel. They were having dinner on Sunday night, as usual, and she said that Venmo was trying to send her money. And he told her he thought it was a scam to ignore it. 2 weeks later, they were having dinner again. And she said, well, now PayPal's trying to send me money. So then he opened up and looked at it, and she had had a colonoscopy. They had found a polyp, and Ansel was trying to send her $300 for that polyp. So as I've kind of pointed out, critical illness and accident, while they do have their place, and I do love those products, they just have low utilization. We pay 3.5% more on the critical illness. But what I'd like to point out to brokers that love their critical illness policies, there is a place for Ansel along with it. I have been in the medical field as a nurse, and I've also been a carrier rep for products like that. And when they do pay out, they pay out well. But you have to get medical records, you have to get explanation of benefits, and you're off work because of this illness. And it could take 60 to 90 days to get that payout. Well, Ansel is here to pay you within 72 hours of that diagnosis. That really does help you while you're getting that large payout if you did have a heart attack or a stroke with those plans. We have low cost rate. They have low cost ratios. Why? Because I showed you that they have low claims. So claims are confusing. As you know now, we pay solely on the diagnosis. You're diagnosed with one of our covered benefits, you will get a payout. So there's no worrying whether it's on the job or off the job, no worrying whether it's a motor vehicle accident, no worrying whether there's drug or alcohol involved, and no worrying whether that there is organized sports involved, which are all things that are disqualifier for other types of traditional benefits. 75% of our claims are auto-adjudicated, meaning we work with United Healthcare, Cigna, Aetna, Blue Cross Blue Shield, National General, and we get that claims file automatically sent to us once a month, and people automatically get their check. Now, if you don't want to wait for that, that's fine. If I've got an injury and I know I've got a payout coming, even if MCI is involved, just open up the app and submit the claim. You'll get paid quicker. So a net promoter score is something that carriers send out to their members asking, would you recommend our products to your family and friends? Our net promoter score, I'm proud to say, is an 89. The average net promoter score for the other carriers is a 22%, meaning satisfaction is 4.8 out of 5. So what I would need in order to do a proposal for you would be just the client name, the effective date, the situs, city and state, gender, and date of birth. Now, if you want to send me the whole census, that's fine. I can scrub it, send it to underwriting, and get it back to you. We rate by attained age, and we have a 2-year rate guarantee. If you wanted to get us an incidence analysis, with the CHAMP plan, you are able to get us an incidence analysis, and they can help you with that. You can send us the data with member ID, the ICD-10 codes, and dates of service, and I can get you an analysis just like we just looked at. Here's my contact info. If you want to take a quick screenshot of that, you can email me and we can kind of dig a little bit deeper into it if you want to take a little bit deeper dive into it. And here's my phone number. This is my cell number, so you can text me at any time. I'm going to try here and escape here and show you a sample proposal that I have pulled up for you. Our proposals are really fun. This is about a 1,300 life group, and they are young. So that's why this rate is so delicious. The average rate I'm finding is right around $12 for this value plan. I can do proposals with a 3-tier age band. I could do 5-year age band. I feel like if this was a group that was a little bit more mature like myself, I would go with a 5-year age band. And I can do composite ratings for larger groups as well. The cool thing with these proposals is when I send them to you, they're totally customizable. You can go here and adjust these values any way you want. So if you wanted to make it a richer plan, look a little bit more like a critical illness plan, you can do that. Update it. Takes a minute, literally. And then it will update those rates. Now down here would be if the employer wanted to cover it. It would be the pricing if the employer wanted to cover it. But say I wanted to go in here and just put the employer wants to pay $10 just for giggles. It will update the rates here. So I'll send you a PDF as well as the link. I would encourage you, if you are pitching this to an employer, feel free to invite me to the meeting. So I will go on, no pressure, no sales pressure, just explain what Ansel is and explain how it works. You have a couple of options for enrolling. We have our platform, which is Ansel Enroll, and that is free, but it only enrolls the Ansel product. But we can be built within any enrollment platform for you, along with videos. I can come to the open enrollment meetings, or I can build an enrollment meeting that is recorded and you can upload it. However you want me to work with you is just fine. Does that all make sense? Are there any questions out there?
Yes, let me see if I can you hear me okay? Let's see if we can open it up for questions. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So let's see if we can open it up for some questions and see if we have a few before the next page. I guess the first question is, how fast is contracting? How long is contracting?
Oh, that just takes 48 hours. What we like to encourage is to get the first case in. So when you send me a request for quoting, I do the quote for you, help you with the, decide, whether you want me to help present it or help you present it. And once it goes sold, I start the contracting right away. So no need to hurry up and get contracted, because it just takes 48 hours to get contracted.
Good. So basically, if the next question is, if I have a census and I have not been contracted, can I send the census and then I get the quote, and then automatically I can just submit the the contracting if the customer wants to go with it, right?
You'll be contracted before the employer signs the application.
All right. And another question that they have is if the plans, the payouts are taxable when the customers receive it.
Question. No, they are not. They are not.
Yeah, not taxable because it's built at a health site.
Yes.
After tax, because you're being paid. Correct. All right. And then is there an age limit for seniors over the age of 65 if they're on a group plan?
No, there is not. And you can see it gets quite expensive here.
Mm-hmm.
What we do is an age reduction of 50% after age 70. And that if you do have that more mature group, like I talked about, I will do a 5-year age band. Or if it's a large group, like I just did a school district, we did composite rates, which made it more affordable for everybody. So
Correct.
that 65-year-old only had a $20 premium, which was really nice.
That's nice. That's nice. This is actually a very, very aggressive and very nice product. One of the questions that they have is, did you guys consider this a Section 125 benefit plan, or is it
Yes,
insurance?
we do. Yes, we do.
So it is a 125 benefit plan.
Yes.
And then for agents on their contracting, what is the smallest group that you allow?
We go down to 5, and if it's 5, if their groups are under 10 employees, we do require it to be employer paid. But anything 10 and above, if we have to have 5 enrolled for a group to be qualified, right? But groups of 10 and below, or below 10, we need it to be employer paid just so that we have the participation that we need. But with any other group, we just need 5 enrolled to qualify.
Right. And of course, if the last question that I have here is if an employer does not want to payroll this, can this be lease bill?
No, I wish. Yeah. I mean, well, it can be billed to the employer. There's no way to bill it individually to the employees. Good question.
Can the employer then pay for it with a credit card, or does it have to be? Can employer pay for the whole entire thing instead of making it a voluntary?
Yeah, it could be a voluntary at that point. To kind of look at the process is really simple. It's so easy to work with us. You won't even believe it. So when, say, a group goes sold, you just call me and say it went sold. There's one form that gets filled out. You could fill it out. The employer doesn't have to sign anything. You get that to us. We go ahead and, kind of depends on what platform you use. We get the marketing material out to you within 48 hours. And then we get the plan build. So say you're building on Navigator, we give you the codes and the way to build it on Navigator within 72 hours. So it's really super slick. Once that process is over with, we go in and we pull the data, the enrollment from whatever platform for you and get the business submitted. We do an implementation call with the employer so they understand everything, and then we do a post-enrollment call. So I make sure the billing is beautiful, make sure the case has a really nice bow on it, all wrapped up nice and pretty, so that there's no work on your end at all. The other thing, which is good to know, is if, say, you do an open enrollment for giggles and I don't enroll, right? I'm stupid. I don't enroll. I don't see the value in it. And then I get sick. I can actually enroll as a late entrant. And the only restriction would be I wouldn't be able to file a claim for 60 days. But say I get cancer and I wished I would have enrolled, I could go ahead and enroll as of April 1st, but I wouldn't be able to file a claim on that cancer condition until June 1st. But we won't, because we don't have any pre-existing condition limitations, on June 1st, we would pay out that catastrophic claim.
Great, thank you very much. Those are great information. And yes, this is a portable plan for that last question that people have. You can actually use it as a portable So long as they keep paying the premium, right? They can.
Absolutely. So if it's portable, like this one, the portability is taken out on the one I'm showing you, but it's just a 2.5% discount is why we pulled it out for them. But so if we were to add portability back in, the prices would be just 2.5% higher. And I think that's worth the money to me. I would buy it as a portable plan.
Since it's portable, and say I'm no longer an employee over there, and that means that I'm not being, my money is not being collected out of my payroll. How do you guys get paid then? Do they just send you the payment?
Love that question. Yeah, our account management team reaches out to the employee and works that out with them on how they want to pay. That's a great question.
Good. I believe that is all the questions that I have for now. I'm thinking, guys, this is a very easy to obtain. If you guys have any groups that you currently have, that you want to add this to the groups that you already have, this is a perfect opportunity to go back to those groups and offer this extra layer of protections that you can give to this group. It will keep your claims down because obviously you have this wonderful benefit that you have in there, and also it will keep your group healthier in terms of the amount of money that the employees get paid back without having to worry about any taxations or anything like that. So my recommendation to you guys is to please reach out to us so we can actually get you set up. It does not necessarily have to be right away because, like Jolie said, you can get contracted within 48 hours with this plan, but it would be nice for us to get you as much information as you need. And if you need someone from our team or Jolie, that she said that she is willing to visit with you and the clients as well to do a better presentation of the plan. Okay. Without anything else to add to that, if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to give us a call back. Jolie, do you have any more questions or anything else that you want to add?
No, and I'll send you a copy of this deck so that, if there's any requests for it, that you can send it out.
Yes, definitely. We will definitely do that. I'm going to also send a copy of the webinar for those of you who have participated. And again, don't hesitate to give us a call. This is a perfect opportunity, like I said, to go back to all those clients that you already have on the books, that you can offer something to add that benefit to that plan. Or if you have a census, just send it to us and we can actually build the package together with this plan as well. We want to thank you everyone for participating, and we're looking forward to working with you on this for the near future. Thank you.
Okay. Go get some sunshine.
We'll try it. Have a good one.